So if we start off with the question, so in the first one, in your book, The Jelly Effect, you start teaching people about the importance of targeted and clear communication.
Mhm.
So in that context, how do you feel about email marketing as a route to sales?
It definitely has its place, but it's got to be done well. And like any sort of selling, asking for referrals is a good idea unless you're asking a bad way. So anything's got to be good. Unfortunately, we've all been on the receiving end of some rubbish sales emails. So it's very easy to find everybody out there says emails are a bad thing. Of course, they're not a bad thing. They're a very good thing if they're done well. And even something as trivial sounding, but as important as the beginning and the end, you've got to have an engaging title or they won't open the thing. So if you call it meeting request, the odds of someone opening it are quite low, really. And at the end, you've got to have a call to action, which either says, please ring me up or I'll ring you. But most emails don't do this. So the title's boring, so it doesn't get opened, or the email's okay, but then at the end, it doesn't say, call me or I'll call you. And so it doesn't lead to anything. So it absolutely has its place, but it's got to be done well.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. A lot of people just focus on the either on getting the subject line right, the right time to send, or getting the data right. But it's about joining everything together, isn't it? Because unless
Yeah.
all of those elements work together, it's not going to generate the results, and people aren't going to want to open it.
Yeah, and you've got to focus on the outputs of it. So many people, it's a bit like cold callers. Very often you say to a cold caller, have you had a good day? And they go, yeah, I've made 50 calls. Or you say to an email, have you had a good day? Yeah, I've sent out 50 emails. You go, no, that's the input. Like, what's the output? How many meetings have you booked? How many replies have you got? And one of the key things to do with any sort of, just as you said then, Simon, with anything you do is you've got to measure the outputs of it. Yes, the inputs are important, but the outputs more so. So I say when you're working with, when I'm working with people who do cold calling, say the only thing you want is to trigger enough interest with a relevant person so they'll have a chat with you next week. So don't see yourself as someone who's a cold caller. Your job is to get called to. That's your job. And if you write an email, your job is to get replies. It's not to write emails. And once you start from going backwards and working backwards, of course, it's much easier.
Yeah. Again, I think you're right. I kind of class in email terms things like your open rates, your click rates. I very much class those as vanity metrics because they don't really tell you anything. For me, I want to see the engagement. The end of that engagement from a software perspective is when somebody talks to you. Because when it comes to it, people buy from people, don't they?
Yeah.
So I want to see people going off onto the website, looking at things. Which pages are they looking at? So we start to see that broader picture. So we're informed with the intelligence. So that when they do come to you or when you reach out to somebody to tell you the sales, it generates more of a informed conversation. Wouldn't you say that's?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.